No. No. Don't look now, but Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul could get sanctioned. What up, YouTube? Bit TO Heavy Bat Boxing TV, man. If you don't get your big goof ass in here and hit the bag, hit that like button for your boy. That helps the channel. You know, I appreciate that love. Shout out to gang, the bag hitters. Y'all know the count. Real quick, big shout out to the newest member of the Heavy Bag family. My guy, John, out of the Bronx, all the way from up top from the Bronx. A new member of the neighborhood. I truly appreciate you, big dog. That love is crazy. All right, man, look. All y'all keep saying, T.O., look, man, Mike gonna knock Jake Paul ass out. Mike got this. Don't worry about it. Mike, listen, man, if I'm being honest with y'all, I'm worried to death. Again, like I told y'all before, growing up, Mike was a hero. It was Mike. It was Iron Mike. You know, he got to some of those championship bouts and looked crazy, but it was still the baddest man on the planet. Still somebody, you know, you'd have nightmares about fighting. And you tell me, fast forward several years later to the present day, that Mike, almost 60 years old, is going to climb in there with, you know, a decent, athletic 27-year-old with a big right hand. It just doesn't sit well with me. Now, for those of you who don't know, initially, it was talks about this fight having 18-ounce gloves and headgear. So I was cool with that. I was like, all right, this is a true exhibition, more like some sparring. We cool with that. And according to Derek Chisora, that is exactly what was going on. Matter of fact, let's listen to what Derek Chisora had to say.
I know for a fact they are using gloves and head guards, if I'm not mistaken. I know for a fact they are using 18-ounce gloves and head guards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't even believe. There's no way they're selling those tickets.
So we're watching a sparring match.
What are you saying, that that's not a real fight?
I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. How old is Jake Paul? And I come back again, a guy who's 24, fighting a guy who's fucking 56. I'm like, it's a fucking joke. You think I'll pay and watch that? Only kids will pay to watch that. You know, and parents will give their kids money to go watch that.
Right. That's how I felt initially, especially hearing that, you know, it would be headgear and 18-ounce gloves. But it made me feel better about this fight happening with Mike. Then fast forward, I kept hearing, hey, this is going to be a real fight. You know what I mean? It's going to be a sanctioned fight. This will be on the record. And according to MMA journalist Ariel Helwani, she's debunked that theory about the headgear and the 18-ounce gloves. Shout out Radio Raheem and the MMA Hour show, right? That's what she said, that the fight will be a heavyweight contest and they are hoping it will be sanctioned professionally by the Texas Commission. All right. She also is adamant that there will be no headgear whatsoever and it will feel like a regular fight. But here's the kicker right here. They asked her, is it a pro fight or an exhibition? She says that they want it to be pro, insinuating that both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson wants it to be a pro bout. Now, mind you, Mike hasn't stepped in the ring in a pro bout since 2005 against some dude named McBride who had no business doing what he did to Iron Mike, right? And you think about most recent for Mike Tyson, that was 2020, where he headlined a bout with Roy Jones, which was only a 6-round exhibition, which didn't include headgears, I don't believe they might have had the 18-ounce gloves. I can't remember. And Mike didn't look half bad in there versus Roy Jones, right? And that was the card that debuted, I believe, Jake Paul on the undercard. But now, thinking about Jake Paul, who all 10 bouts of his has been sanctioned in professional fights, 9-1 with I believe 6 KOs now. He is basically, you know, agreeing for this to be a pro fight, and according to her, Mike Tyson is agreeing and wants this to be a pro fight, right? Then it was the question about the weight, and as far as she knows, it will be heavyweight. Now we know Jake Paul to fight at cruiserweight, but it appears that this fight more than likely could be heavyweight. And then there's a question mark about the rounds. Again, Mike hadn't been in the ring since 2020 versus Roy Jones, and that was a 6-round exhibition. What I've heard so far about this fight, it could potentially be an 8-rounder, right? But it's a question mark about the potential rounds right now, according to her. Right now, she's obviously must be some type of MMA or fight insider. Not going to say boxing insider, but she's featured on the MMA Hour show. I'm not familiar with that show. I'm not sure how often they talk boxing, but it appears she knows something about what's going on in boxing. Now, mind you, again, this is a huge event. Initially, we thought it was a pay-per-view event. Now, for those of you who don't know, this will not be a pay-per-view event. This will be televised live on Netflix, right? So all you're going to need to watch this fight is a Netflix subscription. So, I mean, this is huge. And then, of course, it will be held at AT&T Stadium, Dallas Cowboy Stadium, where I heard it holds up to 100,000. It's listed as 80,000, but I think you can pack in 100,000 at that stadium. So you talk, I mean, it's a giant spectacle. But what worries me the most is this being sanctioned. I'm not so sure, you know, Mike is cool with that, but, you know, I guess when you think about Iron Mike, man, he probably is. He probably wants this real smoke with Jake Paul, but I think for me, I'm going to stand on my square. I'm going to stand on business when I say, damn, you know, worst case scenario for Mike. He gets knocked out at 60 by somebody who wouldn't even look his way in his prime, and that's not the last image I would like to see of Mike Tyson in a professional boxing event in the ring. That's not the last image I want for Mike, and I stand by that. Hopefully, it's a regular exhibition. I wouldn't even give a damn if it was staged. I mean, I already got Netflix. It's not going to cost me anything that I'm not already paying. So I will be watching. But I definitely don't want to see Mike go out like, you know what I mean, Willie Lump Lump. All right? That's all I got for y'all on this one, man. You definitely let me know what you think in the comment sections. Shout out to my guy, John. The Boricua out of the Bronx showing your boy love. Appreciate that love. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.